Undoubtedly the man behind ABBA is their manager and friend, Mr. Stig Anderson. Stig?
Yes?
First of all, congratulations on producing such not only a really good group, but a very, very successful one, not only in Australia and in Sweden, but in England, America. They're topping the charts all over the place. When did you first find ABBA?
Oh, it's
discover them, really?
Yeah, it's a long story. It's kind of natural, really, because it wasn't a group from the beginning, you know. First I found Björn, and that was back in '64, I think. He was, at that time, a member of a folk singing group called the Hooten and the Sing. That's right. And then they found, so to say, the girls, and as Björn usually say, and Agneta fell in love with me, as he puts it. And then Björn and Benny wanted to start recording their own for them to take Agneta or Anna and Frida in the studio. And these records from the very beginning, they were called Björn and Benny at that time. But gradually, the girls became more and more important. And in fact, we had a very big hit in, for instance, Japan, with a song called, what was it? It wasn't People Need Love. No, it was another song. Anyway.
But before the ABBA was even...
That's right, and the record was called Björn and Benny. In spite of that, the girls really were heard on the record. And consequently, Björn and Benny came and said, listen, we can't go on calling ourselves Björn and Benny when the public hear the girls. Because it turned out that they became more and more important, and they were heard more and more on the record. So I said, you don't come to me and say we should call it Björn, Benny, Agneta and Frida, because it will kill foreigners, you know. So, well, they said, whatever you come up with, we must change this situation. So I sat down and thought for a couple of days, and I took the initials, as you know.
A, B, B, and A.
And I. And that was ABBA. And this was also quite natural for me because papers here in Scandinavia called me, very often, of course, at that time. And I became just fed up to say, every time to say, now I'm speaking about Björn, Benny, Agneta, and Frida. So more as a joke, I called them ABBA. And the first time we really used it was in Brighton, when we won the Eurovision Song Contest there in '74 it was. But that was the very first time we used just ABBA.